Hey, everybody. Welcome to Girl Chat Sports. I'm Melissa, and your host, and with me is Jamie, of course. We're on episode number 5. Pardon me, I should have like a SARS mask on.
I should have an ice pack.
A little bit of a head cold today. Caught it last night, so if I sound like Darth Vader, don't worry about it.
New year, new voice, right?
Right.
You are watching our show on VegasVideoNetwork.com/live. I hope you are. If you aren't, you should tune in and chat with us every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific time because we are here in
Las Vegas.
Yeah, I was going to say sunny Las Vegas. Yesterday, not so much.
Freezing.
Nope, freezing and raining and disgusting Seattle weather. I'm Jamie Collier. I'm the creator of GirlChatSports.com, also one of your hosts here. I'm a huge University of Michigan fan.
Who finally caught some more memorabilia.
I did. Merry Christmas to me. And I don't have any NFL loyalties currently, but they can be bought, so give me a call.
Womp, womp, womp.
What? Look, I'm fishing myself out to NFL teams for their support.
Okay.
I could be a bandwagon Seahawks fan.
You should be.
We'll talk about that later.
That's anyway. I'll buy you later, I guess. So.
Buy me a drink.
Okay. I'm Melissa Ferris. I am a Seattle native, a Husky alumni, huge Seahawks fan when we're going to the playoffs. And just a quick shout out to my favorite little hat here from the 206 Mariners, 206. To Ken Griffey Jr., who is now part of the Hall of Fame.
Awesome. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Good job. All right. So today we actually have a really special guest who's a good friend of mine.
Right.
It's Camryn Bickham.
Right.
So she's an ICU nurse and she's certified. I'm going to mess this up, but she's certified in the fields of naturopathy and herbology. Okay. I don't even know what that means. When I think that, I think paraphernalia. She's also a yoga instructor, which is not clearly the same type of herb. She's also a yoga instructor, a lifelong student of Ashtanga. I'm not a yoga person, so I don't know, but I really want to get into it.
And you should.
I should. Her personal teacher and mentor is the internationally renowned yoga sensation Kino McGregor. I don't know who that is, but I'm going to Google that, and I'm sure she'll talk about it in her interview. Right. Health and fitness are two of her passions, and she believes living a fit life can and should be a part of our daily lifestyle. So we're having
her as a guest because it's a new year.
It's a new year.
And usually people have their New Year's resolutions. One of them usually is health, getting back into health, starting being more healthy, getting a better body, getting ready for the summertime. Hence why we're in our nice little workout warm-up outfits today.
I don't always drink wine, but when I do, it's in my athletic gear.
Yes, and your new Michigan tag.
I think I burn more calories wearing athletic gear while drinking wine.
Yeah, it's like women that shop in yoga pants.
Dude, I always wear yoga pants. No,
you're one of them.
I'm one of them. I drive a minivan with stickers. No. Anyway, so please join us in welcoming Camryn via Skype from Washington, D.C. How cold is it there, Camryn?
Oh my God, it's so freezing. When you're talking about sunny Vegas, I was like, get a plane ticket. I'm on my way.
Still cold. You are welcome anytime.
Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Camryn and I go way back, so I'm hoping she doesn't bring up any
dirty little secrets.
I don't have any dirty little secrets. Mom,
right?
Push stop. So how did you? Okay, so you started out as a nurse, and actually, I've known you forever. You started out with a background in music, but how did you kind of transition into a much healthier lifestyle? And how did yoga become such a big part of your life?
It's kind of interesting because, I've always loved health and fitness and I've been involved in it in some way. But I got into yoga because it had nothing to do with health and fitness. I got into this point in my life where I had kind of completed my young adult checklist. I had traveled around the world. I got a couple degrees, had a career that I liked. And then I found this man that I really was smitten for, and we got married. Boom, done. And so all of a sudden I'm like,
and then your life is over.
Right. So, I was faced with this decision of realizing so much of who we are gets wrapped up in our accomplishments and our tasks instead of following what we're passionate about. So I kind of made this list of things that I was passionate about. And then I decided to launch this project of like, what would happen if I followed my my passions for 1,000 days? And I have recently heard about Ashtanga from seeing Kino McGregor on YouTube. And Kino McGregor, when you Google her, she is a powerhouse, like just pure brick house woman. She is amazing, beautiful, smart, and just incredibly strong spiritual person. So I got into Ashtanga yoga because I really wanted to pursue my passion. And the byproduct was, as I went on this like 1,000-day journey, I ended up traveling around the world, studying yoga, learning from Tina McGregor, meeting all these different yoga practitioners, and just being transformed from the inside out. And I realized that health and fitness shouldn't be so freaking hard. It shouldn't be such a burden to be healthy from the inside out. And it really became that vehicle to show me you don't have to do yourself to be healthy and happy. It starts with finding your passion and pursuing health. And so yoga really became that vehicle for me.
And drinking wine, right?
Oh my God, sure.
Listen, my doctor said a glass a day, so I just want to play it safe and drink the whole bottle. Okay, so I am clearly not into fitness at all. So Melissa's going to train me on how to lose weight, right?
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Okay, well,
I'm all about chocolate and all you can eat crab.
I know.
And walking and running every once in a while, no big deal.
So I want to know, how many minutes would I have to exercise to burn off this glass of wine? That's all I care about.
Jamie,
at the end
it's
of the day.
in therapy, so it's totally appropriate to drink whenever you want.
It's yoga instructor improved wine.
It is. It's natural. It's natural. So
I'm going to add some essential oils next time. Would that help?
Oh, perfect. A little lavender.
Hey, Camryn, what do you think is like the most important thing to start with? Like, what's the number one step? Like, as a Jamie, to starting off, for any of our viewers that are starting off on their health and new body image, what do you think like step one would be for them?
I think assess where you're at first and be pretty realistic with that, and what your goals are. And again, I would really encourage people, don't try to diet, try to transform your lifestyle, because that's something that will last. And a diet feels really punitive. It's very restrictive. It just feels horrible. And everything's kind of based on this like very dogmatic point system. But when you seek to transform your life by adding in more and more healthy things, such as your diet, or exercise, then you slowly start moving out the things naturally that really have kind of holding you back from your health goals.
What is your favorite yoga pose?
I love any and all inversions and arm balances.
Inversion.
So, yeah, that's like if you're upside down, like basically like a baby monkey, like Cirque du Soleil. Yes.
Baby monkey meets Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah, with a little namaste. A dash of namaste.
That's the only part I know is namaste, and you put your hands together.
You're doing yoga.
Cross your legs, crazy,
Well, we don't have a ton of time with you today, but we do know that you appreciate the finer things in life, as do we. A glass of wine, your soulmate, inverted monkey poses or whatever.
Right.
I don't know how that's finer things, but we wanted to ask you to stick around for a few minutes and go over our arms of the NFL with us. I hope I'm not losing. It's our favorite part of the show. Melissa comes up with.
We're going to speed it up to the beginning, I guess, because usually you have it towards the end.
Do.
So we thought we'd let her enjoy the view.
The deliciousness.
Yes, of course. But real quick.
Oh, go ahead.
If you have to indulge, what's your favorite candy?
Ugh.
I'm a chocolate whore, so I just had to ask.
It's like asking a mother who her favorite child is.
Everybody has one.
I can't just choose one. If it's sugar, I'm probably going to love it. It's like my crack cocaine.
If you walk down a candy aisle and you're forced with a gun to your head to pick one, which one is it?
Well, if I had a gun to my head.
Which in a few years you won't be able to have a gun to your head. Based on current legislation. That's a different show.
Yeah. But that hasn't stopped any criminals.
Oh, jeez. That is this show part 2. Oh, my gosh.
I would say a Reese's cup or a Snickers. It really does satisfy my hunger.
Kind of peanutty chocolatey.
I'm a Sour Patch Kids kind of girl.
Junior mints all day.
Right? Can I add that? Can I mention?
Your list of children is expanding. You've got to pick sides, Camryn. You've got to pick sides.
I'm fine with that. I also get bought.
Wow, so both of you guys could get bought, huh?
Yeah.
I'm like fishing for
like
NFL teams.
Story. It's a dangerous story, I think. College days, both being, I don't know.
Well,
Listen. We're going to Senior Bowl in 3 weeks, and Senior Bowl, as you know, is sponsored by Reese's. So we'll see if we can hook you up with some Reese's.
We can hook up something, Jamie.
Mm-hmm. We need to make that partnership happen. Football and chocolate.
That's a true marriage right there.
So without further ado,
oh my goodness,
Camryn, join us in. Are we not?
I was getting really reverent for our arms.
For our first Arms of the NFL this week, I have wide receiver for the Washington Redskins, who are also in the playoffs, Pierre Garçon.
Do we have a picture of Pierre? Maybe we don't. I don't know.
I believe we do.
Oh, there he is.
Hey.
Oh, hello.
How are you?
I bet he's like, she lives in D.C.
He's like,
they're probably neighbors.
And you know what?
Neighbors.
Hey, that's what it is.
What's up,
you can find him and let us know. Yeah.
If you happen to see him at your local Whole Foods,
I will just press myself up against him.
And we've had a little response that there hasn't been a lot of Caucasian or white arms of the NFL. Well, FYI, there aren't very many that are very muscular, I must admit.
Seriously.
However, I did scrounge through a few more names. Travis
third string quarterback.
Travis Kelce, tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs. He actually has some pretty nice arms, well as a great face to match.
I can't see his face.
Well, Google him.
Imagination.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jesus.
And what, unfortunately, we weren't able to get a picture of my third one, just so we can mention it. It was Thomas Rawls, who is a running back for the Seattle Seahawks. Here's a quick pic if we could zoom in right here. Ooh.
Is that your screensaver on your phone?
No, I just popped a picture up for you guys.
Okay, thanks, guys.
He actually is injured, so for this season, he won't be playing for the rest of the season, for the playoffs. But Marshawn Lynch is back. Anyways, back to the TBT, our Throwback Thursday Arms of the NFL. I've got Joey Porter. Whew. So he played for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Miami Dolphins, Cardinals. He's had a few run-ins with some other teammates.
Did he train Odell Beckham Jr.?
He brawls on the field. He's got some arms,
I like those arms, though.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to mess with them, though, for sure.
For some reason, Steelers just have a lot of good arms. I don't know.
Steelers are rough.
I'm not a big Steelers fan. However, they have good arms.
So their whole team. Do they have any white players?
I don't think so.
Okay. Oh, dear. All right. I got to slow it down. All right, Camryn, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to...
Namaste.
Namaste, Camryn.
Namaste.
Always a pleasure. All right. What do we got going on, Melissa? What's the rest of our stuff?
We went from health and wellness for our New Year's resolutions. Someone who's not so healthy or well, Mr. Johnny Football.
Oh,
yeah.
Maybe his New Year's resolution should be to
stop coming to Vegas. How about that? Because apparently he can't keep himself out of here. He was here again over the New Year's weekend. Mm-hmm. He has on a concussion protocol, so he wasn't going to be playing this last Sunday. However, was found in Vegas with a blonde wig and sunglasses. And
he was wearing the blonde wig?
A blonde wig and sunglasses and a hoodie in the club.
Wait, I don't think a blonde wig and a hoodie matches. I'm sorry.
I mean, I don't know if it was like a Unabomber thing or not. I don't know. But Mr. Johnny, so it goes back from when he first got drafted, 2014. He was the Heisman Trophy winner, first of all. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then he goes into having like a domestic violence issue this last year with his girlfriend on the highway in Cleveland. Mm-hmm. They didn't do anything. They didn't prosecute him for any domestic violence. Then it was him in rehab right before that. Last year during the offseason, he was in rehab, supposedly changing himself.
Mm-hmm. Isn't he back in rehab?
I don't think.
Did he check back into rehab?
No, he just left Vegas.
Which is rehab. There is a club
which is technically rehab. You leave Vegas.
Was he at rehab in Vegas?
I don't know. He was definitely gambling, I'm sure, and spending money.
Interesting. I didn't know NFL players were allowed to venture out when they're and concussion.
Well, it was the last game of the season, and he decides to go to Vegas and miss his part of his concussion.
Listen, maybe he wanted to put some money on the Browns. No. To lose.
Well, to lose and to continue to be they're like the second worst team in the NFL. So they might get another pick to go along with him, and hopefully it's not a raging alcoholic.
Oh, too soon. So if you're watching Johnny Manzeil, we strongly encourage you to take up yoga and also to
namaste and put the alcohol down.
Namaste don't. Namaste where you are
No
at.
mas. How about no mas, period? No mas Vegas.
I like it. Good job, Melissa.
Yeah, okay. So, Johnny, if you're listening, just, no mas.
Just a little. What else is going on?
There was some headlines. Odell Beckham Jr. So we all know about his little tiff with Josh Norman from the Panthers. They kind of got into it. There was some speculation, not just surrounding some videos that Odell Beckham's been posting of him dancing a little bit on the not so masculine side, I guess.
Okay.
From what people have said, there was some concern that maybe some of these Panthers players were saying some gay slurs towards him that he took offense to. So there's been speculation that possibly, or he could be.
I saw those.
Yeah,
I saw those rumors circulating this week, which I
definitely.
Thought was, I didn't see that coming.
There's also, I think you get targeted a lot as a player in the NFL, but there were some things that came up, like him staring at someone's butt, like in one shot, and doing. I mean, he's dancing with one of his guy friends, and they're doing some awkward dances, which I'm not hip to all the newest dances out there, but I don't think these were.
You just know how to dab in. Dab bit? No,
yeah,
dab?
He wasn't dabbing.
Wasn't dabbing?
No,
not that one.
He was shaking a little booty on his boy. But I digress. So, but the one thing I did learn was that the New York Giants are actually one of the most LGBTQ friendly teams out there,
with their owner and his wife, and some supporting. I was actually reading about that just today, and how much in the 80s and 90s they have contributed to that community. And so, I mean, I'm sure that however that plays out, they will be supportive of that. But he hasn't come forward at this point and made a statement either way. I don't believe, right?
He has not,
Nope.
and I'm sure he probably won't.
Interesting.
Yeah. Which is also because, the whole Michael Sam thing that happened, who came out, he hasn't played football since.
That's just a really interesting, I mean, football is a very, in my opinion, guys, so it would be interesting to see as more and more players feel comfortable enough to express that. So. But I did not see that. I just thought he was getting into rough and tumble when we talked about it.
But it went a little excessive. It kind of went above and beyond, which most were kind of like, well, that's weird, because usually it's all about catches, and everybody talks a lot of shit. I mean, that's just shit talking. So all sports are. You get into it. It's a masculine sport. I mean, people are always throwing themselves and trying their hardest, and it gets rough, and that's just kind of what happens. But he kind of took an excessive to it, especially with the head a head hit. That was
Speaking of head hits, I got to throw this in, and this is not on our schedule, but I think I watched this video like 6 times. That Buffalo Bills player that got pissed off when he missed the extra point kicker, and he threw his helmet down right quick. I don't know his name because it wasn't in our notes, but I watched that video like 3 times where he went. No, did you not watch this video?
I actually,
we're gonna put it up on our Facebook page, but he was all pissed off and.
Here's what I've realized too, just in the last couple of weeks since we've had a hiatus, which is so good seeing you.
Yeah, good seeing you again.
I was at the Seahawks game, the Seahawks-Rams game in Seattle against the Rams, where we lost, and it was like 20 degrees and raining. Luckily, my seats were undercover, which was nice. Shout out to Odell and Emily. Thank you. So
basically, you were in the nosebleed section.
No, because the Seattle Stadium obviously has is it awning? Is that
awning?
Is that large of a stadium? Is that an awning? I don't know, but they were good seats. I mean, there's no bad seat in Seattle Stadium. Really.
Oh yeah.
So we were there.
I've only been there once, and I was the front row. So.
Oh.
But it wasn't raining.
Why don't you drink some wine to that?
I did actually. I was like,
hello.
Okay, it was a birthday present from my millionaire cousin. I can whatever.
And where are they now? Hello.
Let's
get some more tickets. So anyways, what I've realized between that and then last weekend, I actually went to Arizona for the Seahawks game in Arizona, which we won in a stadium that was 70 degrees. So it was like 2 different worlds. What I did realize is that when you're there watching live football, you don't get to get caught up on all the other games that are playing. So I missed out on a lot of the highlights that weren't on like an ESPN or a Bleacher Report or whatnot. So things like that, I was kind of like,
but how happy are you that you don't have to go to Minnesota and play in 12-degree weather? Because they're talking about that game against Seattle this weekend being like the coldest game ever.
Here's the deal. I would pack up my parka and go if I could get some tickets. So if anybody out there in Minnesota or Seattle wants to get me to the game, I will go. It is going to be crazy. What's crazy is that the playoff picture. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So we go to Minnesota. Kansas City will be in Houston. I mean, Houston came back pretty, the second half of the season did really well, and they're now in the playoffs. Pittsburgh is in Cincinnati, and Green Bay is in Washington. So those are our 4 playoff games, which will be on Saturday and Sunday. So 2 games on Saturday, 2 games on Sunday.
I think they're just making up for the fact that like we don't have college football to watch anymore. So all the people who are like, now what do I do with my Saturday? Like clean, do laundry, gym?
College basketball.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I think hockey's around somewhere.
What?
Side note, I was looking through my ESPN updates or whatever, and I see hockey and like the score, their records are like 28, 13, 15. And I'm like, there's been that many hockey games already? Like, who knew? I didn't know.
We're going to become hockey experts really soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. And basketball experts. I love it.
I know.
So the playoffs are
they're starting
toward the Super Bowl.
So the first 2, number 1 and number 2 teams in both divisions have a bye week. So that would be the Broncos, Patriots.
That's where I got the bye. Remember a couple of weeks ago when I was like, oh, well, Tom Brady's on a bye. And you're like, what? No,
So
I had read a bye. So can you explain that for anybody else who's confused?
Bye weekend is if you are the top 2 of your division, which the Patriots, Denver are of the AFC, you get a bye week. So which means you get the first weekend off.
Okay.
The first week of playoffs.
You let the lesser
off.
Teams basically play.
Basically,
you're
you
kind
have
of
to play,
in.
and then you play in the second round. So you play the winner. So like the Panthers are number 1 in the NFC. They have a break, and they'll be playing the worst or the lowest seed team that wins. So if it's Seattle that wins the Vikings, we're actually a 6 seed team. If we win, we'll be playing the Panthers in Carolina.
But they get to like sit down and relax and come to Vegas and bet on their whatever.
No? Swim around in the pools. It's too cold for that.
No. I know it's freezing here in Vegas. Forget that nonsense. Stay home.
Speaking of no college football, just a quick shout out to the Huskies and even the Cougars because they both won their bowl games. So
yep, really Michigan won our bowl game. Ohio State beat Notre Dame. I was kind of watching the Big Ten teams. I was really, really, really surprised by Michigan State and Iowa, who I thought would do a lot better. Michigan State didn't put any points on the board against Alabama, which I thought that would be a little bit closer based on how Michigan State had played throughout the year. And then Iowa actually I think maybe they had 6 or 7 points on the board. But they neither team did as well as they had been doing. So I don't know if it's the time off in between bowl games for college players. I know like NFL, they just go. But so I just didn't know if that break necessarily makes people get lazy.
Well, we had a quick chat question from Mike. Yes, he said, and I quote, all in capital letters: "Is the hockey in Las Vegas issue resolved?" No.
What is the hockey issue?
That we were going to have a hockey team.
Aren't they still building that
whole
stadium?
New arena. Yeah, but there's no hockey team. There's no basketball team. There's nothing coming to Vegas.
I blame Carolyn Goodman, but you didn't hear it from me.
As she sips her wine. Yeah, and Wayne Newton will be playing there, however.
Wayne Newton is
but
playing
they're also, the MMA have a huge contract there, so there'll be a lot of MMA fights.
I was going to say, Vegas is the headquarters basically for UFC and MMA, so they've got all of their,
However, I would love to see a basketball game other than just UNLV, which I want to see the Rebels games too, but... it's going to be a great new stadium right off the strip.
Okay,
literally on the strip.
I just read that the Raiders, the Chargers, and the Rams
are all fighting for a
stadium in Los Angeles.
Well, it's more like Inland Empire. So if you are from California, you realize that it's not LA.
How many more California teams do we need?
Well, apparently they get as many because if Ohio can have 2, California should have 8.
But there are states with 0. Why aren't those states with 0 complaining? Like, where's North Dakota going? I want an NFL team. I don't understand.
Did you want like a Montana team too?
No, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm like, I forgot all the states. Like Rhode Island should get a state. And if California gets 3 or 4.
Rhode Island's like this big. So I don't know if they necessarily should get a team.
Well, and that's an interesting point that we should cover next week is how does the NFL pick where their teams, I mean, does the NFL commissioner pick that or is there a board that says so?
Well, they get to vote, and that's also more of like, as far as the teams that are going to the California, that want to go to California, it's about the bid. It's about getting the money to go there. They're trying to make, but my thing is that they have 1 or 2 teams they're sharing the stadium, almost like the Clippers and the Lakers do in Los Angeles. It can be difficult. Not necessarily easy, but I mean, you've got fans that are coming in and you're all sharing the same stadium. I don't know.
Like the Sounders. Don't the Sounders play when the Seahawks aren't playing?
Yes. Yes, they do. Good job.
I've been to a Sounders game. I have been. I got free tickets.
Similar colors too. So it kind of works out. You just wear the same gear and you.
I ended up going to a Sounders game once. One time. You're welcome. I think the score was 0-0. It was riveting. Yeah. So.
Oh.
I'm not a big soccer person, but we will have to get to that. But I just was curious if it was based on like, because Vegas is such a transient city, would we ever get an NFL team because we wouldn't have, like a concrete.
It's more of a betting
fan
issue
base?
right now that we don't want people to be betting while there's an actual franchise here. That was the whole issue as far as for like basketball, because the Palms was owned by Maloof brothers.
Okay.
And they own the Kings. So that was like a conflict of interest in betting.
Oh, see, I learned the things you did not know before Melissa explains it all. Remember that show in the 80s, 90s, Clarissa Explains It All?
This is
it all. Melissa Explains It All.
Oh, gosh. So one thing, here's my awe moment.
Okay.
I have never been a huge Giants fan. Here, we all know that there's only 2 teams I dislike. So watching Tom Coughlin, who's been the coach.
3 teams.
3 teams. You're right.
Oh,
2
you mean
football
across?
teams.
Okay, got it.
2 football
across.
teams.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Tom Coughlin, who's been the head coach for the New York Giants for, I think, 12 years now, I think. They've gotten 2 Super Bowls. He's been with Eli, like basically the father figure to Eli, other than being Mr. Manning himself. Not Peyton, sorry, but the father.
Senior.
Father. Yes. Basically, he gave this speech as his last press conference in regards to him retiring, because he didn't get fired. He retired. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes. But it was sad because they cut to Eli Manning, and he's like literally tearing up, and he's like, you can see his cheeks moving, and he's like, and it was sad. It was I don't know.
Listen, I can't keep a relationship for longer than 12 weeks, 12 days.
It was like,
I can't imagine being with somebody for 12 years. That's
it was like one
time.
of those Hallmark commercials. Like I just started like tearing up thinking, oh my gosh, no, don't leave him.
I have that same feeling when I watch Grey's Anatomy.
Oh gosh.
I digress. I wanted to point out though that I've got some Michigan gear on, so you can stop making fun of me for no Michigan. And thanks to my Christmas present from a good friend, I have some little Michigan.
So if anyone
taggies.
at home is taking notes, Jamie now has 3 pieces of Michigan gear.
Actually, if you got all the tags that I got, it's like 8. Okay, but I can tag my wine. Because obviously, if you know me, I like Michigan and wine. So this is like the perfect
And
gift.
it's like a blue glass.
You can stop making fun of me for not having anything to support my team.
Okay, I'll give you a little bit.
Okay.
Just maybe. I'm not going to buy your allegiance, but...
Yeah, you're not an NFL team.
Not until I make it to the Super Bowl, and then I'll buy your allegiance.
And by you making it to the Super Bowl, you mean...
I mean the Seahawks, of course.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
me,
right.
the Seahawks. It's the same thing.
You're going to coach them on the way to the Super Bowl. Got it. Awesome. Well, we didn't have anybody that I am aware of before the show started that voted for last week's Arms of the NFL. So this gives you the opportunity to vote. We're going to put all of that online and on GirlChatSports.com. And we will let you know how you can vote. And then next week, we'll crumple all the names up into a hat, maybe your 206 hat, right?
Hey.
And we will pick at random a winner. So you have multiple opportunities to win some Girl Chat Sports paraphernalia. Can I say that?
Paraphernalia? Sure, why not? It's an adult show, right?
It's an adult show in Vegas. Wow, I digress. Anyway, it's been a pleasure, Melissa. I think we got to wrap it up. I'm always so sad. It's the worst part
But
of the
now
show.
we'll be back again every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. And maybe it'll be a little warmer next week.
Yes. All right. Well, check us out on, too many names.
iTunes, Roku, Google Chrome,
Instagram, Facebook,
Snapchat.
Melissa's getting better with the Snapchat, so check us out on Snapchat. She's going to give you and iTunes and YouTube. Subscribe. Let us know what you think. Give us a rating. That would be awesome.
And tune in and live chat with us while we're here in the studio.
Of course. We'll bring you special guests and entertain. So,
and we just want to one more time thank Danny and Mike.
Love Danny. Shout out. Yeah,
thank you guys for joining in our live chat. We really appreciate it.
Let us.
And Vegas, thank you very much.
Thank you for joining.
Now, as you may know, we don't have balls, but we know how to cover them.